All right. Hi, everyone. It's of the devil time. Welcome to Friday Special. Let's go. Hi. I'm GP, also known as Cute Fangies, and welcome to the Friday Special. The one time where I play video games normally. I don't usually do those things, but when I do, it often involves women and or video games. Um, but yeah. Hi. How is everyone doing? We didn't have a stream last time because I was actually running last week at Highway to Help. And speaking of, before I actually go into the entire thing, I'm running at Frost Fatales literally in 2 days. I'm gonna be the second run of the opening day. We got a wonderful race with Lucifer. You can have the command in chat. We're gonna be doing some Yaz Rising Pro with Fife. Escape Code Tech. It's gonna be fun. But yeah, I hope you're excited about that. On the 8th of March at 8:14 p.m. CET. I hope to see a lot of you. It's gonna be fun. And yeah, really excited. Outside of that, I have a few more marathons that have been announced. I'm gonna be at Multiton on the 27th. I'm gonna be running Might and Magic, Clash of Heroes, which, if you don't know about, I've been running this game kind of off the channel because one, it's not that interesting to see when I'm just doing like practice, but it is pretty fun, and I'm surprised that it got picked. It got picked also for RPG Speedrunners Online. Speedrunning Union Online 2026, which is going to be on the week right after Multithon. So I hope you're excited. There's going to be so many things happening at the same time. We're going to have a lot of action. There's also going to be Fate Samurai Remnant at RPG Speedrunning Union Online as well. I'm excited. I have 3 runs in the same kind of pack of 5 days. It's going to be a lot, but once it's done, it's going to be great. But yeah. Outside that, more marathons are being, confirmed or announced. I still haven't, I don't have more than that, so yeah. In any case, let's return to our actual thing of the day, of the devil. Last time, we kind of had a moment where the case kind of stopped because someone tried to, kill Morgan. And also, we kind of implied that Chopin, the cop who got killed, was colluding with mafia, the Blue Bloods specifically, about stuff about like political propositions that Chopin's dads were working on. So really excited, really excited to see what's gonna happen, because last time we also finished by looking again at the scene and trying to understand what was happening, and we're kind of left before the trial. So let's go for it. Reminder that I'm playing on High Roller, but also reminder that I am always playing games with content warnings, and so while the content warnings are pinned on the Twitch chat, you can see them there. I'm gonna still read them off for anyone who's watching on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching on YouTube. Anyway, content warnings have descriptions and stylized depictions of violence, murder, and implied psychological torture. Viewer discretion is advised. I would also tell you to go on the Of the Devil page to read about the full content warnings. Those are content warnings that I've kind of I have limited in scope so that they can fit inside a message. But yeah, I would highly suggest viewer discretion to be used here and considered considering the topics we're going to be talking. In any case, let's continue in High Roller mode. Yes, no, I remember. We're not going to the trial yet. We're having a chat with one of the old guys. The old god. Or something. Anyway, Blue Blood territory. Hey there, tall, red, and mysterious. Ladies, please come in. Don't be shy. Let me guide you to a booth. Local host. Should we take a seat for now? With taste as expensive as yours? If you get near a menu, these people will drain my checking account on overpriced champagne faster than I can blink. Oh, champagne! As much as you'd like! This is gonna derail fast if I don't find a way to shut it down. A surefire way to get exactly the right kind of attention and douse their salesmanship in one go. I need to go with that. Hey, please don't frown. A smile would suit your face pretty much. I need to speak with your manager. Oh no, she's Karening! No, Morgan! What happened? They're all walking away. Hey, Mama? Yeah, this kinda... I don't know. Accountant or whatever here to talk to you? The voice on the other hand of his earpiece grumbles a response. A cranky one, just judging by his reaction. I'll be out in a second. You'll expect it to buy something in the meantime. You got tap water? You don't want to drink the tap water in this district. Soda water? It's all overpriced, lady. Might as well getting something you enjoy. I thought my first visit to a host club would be more celebratory than this. How much thought have you given the subject? Anyway, welcome to Local Host. Should we order? Or should we, observe? Let's read a little bit as I warm up my voice for the entirety of the stream. What kind of light reading gets tossed around a club like this? Probably something along the lines of, I spent every night at the host club for 1 year. Here's what the staff taught me about emotional workloads in corporate settings. Oh wait, this actually looks somewhat interesting. Fungus Timmy's bamboo stokes unrest. Less than ideal rainfall patterns met with greater than usual saltwater flooding had already left many of the tropically centered macroforms that produce most of the world's bamboo struggling to meet demand. Now with increasingly widespread reports of fungal infection, tensions are beginning to rise in the region as its large migrant worker population is faced with the possibility of one of the worst quarters on record. Bamboo is a highly versatile crop cultivated successfully for thousands of years on all seven continents, if one considers agriculture science labs on the Antarctic Peninsula. But in recent decades, advances in agricultural genetics and greater restrictions on the lumber industry's woodcutting activity have led to bamboo becoming a premier organic manufacturing and construction material for much of the world, especially in impoverished regions that often lack the machinery required to process advanced synthetic equivalents. The hardy plant can grow in a wide variety of environments and humidity levels and has even been considered an aggressive invasive species at times, but modern genetically modified monocultures are tailored to grow specifically in a small number of tropic and subtropic biomes intended to provide a stable cash crop for regions that have historically struggled to farm soy, sugar, or wheat. But it's a delicate balancing act between tuning a cultivar to a target environment and rendering it unviable in the wild, and years like this one can put that vulnerability on full display. The fungus particularly chews through the groves. You can see it growing with the naked eye, said one worker who requested anonymity due to concerns over the citizenship status. The company tells us to just burn it all, but it's too damp for anything to catch fire. Bamboo is hard to burn, so they want us to using this incendiary stuff. They won't pay for us to have masks. That sounds like some napalm abuse. Data on the efficacy of burn pits in combating the spread of fungus is limited, but most corporate officials agree that the risk of inhalation among personnel is low and masks are a necessary measure. Doubtful. However, some of the migrant worker population, however, is arguing that the hesitancy to provide masks is more politically motivated. Clutch's rebellion was decades ago, but the gas mask is still a powerful symbol even today. Back then, workers went on strike because the conditions growing mushrooms in the fungal plots were so unbearable. Now this fungus is cutting into profits again. You got a lot of workers dependent on the industry and a lot of younger people who could easily be out of work. I'd be surprised if they weren't getting nervous. It is true that the region is home to a disproportionately young population, as many international trade schools have flocked to tropical climates in an attempt to attract students with promises of low cost of living and vacation-like idyllic conditions. And though education lies firmly in the realm of corporate authority, government officials are also keenly aware of the risk and challenges associated with such a large student population. Ramsey syndrome remains a serious concern among... We're having difficulty with authenticating your identity. Can you provide some basic info so we can get this webpage displayed properly for you? Nah. I don't need to give you my ID. Not the reading material I expected to find here, but judging from the article, the megs are getting concerned about growing unrest. The fungus is a problem, sure, but they've engineered their crops around problems like it 100 times before. Easier to update the monoculture genetics than your entire global economic model. The megs are probably more concerned about all the young people getting agitated about their job security. The warmer the waters, the bigger the storms they brew. Fun times! Let's see, what is there? Bad enough that I'm walking into the lion's den here. Stepping even further into blue blood territory to defend an Ikari assassin. But I really have to wait for the shoe to drop in a place this sleazy too. Are you perhaps not enjoying yourself, Adonai? You're getting better at picking up on that. You're frowning quite openly. Are we in danger of getting arrested here? There's nothing illegal about the host club. A host or hostess club is a type of nightclub in which staff cater to clientele with attention, conversation, company, and flirtatious behavior. The talent-hosted hostesses make most of their wages through what is essentially a commission on the sales of drinks, food, or other services by the club. While host clubs and their associated culture were internationally fairly niche during the 20th century and saw a large decline in popularity for the first half of the 21st century, they have undergone somewhat of a renaissance in the last 20 to 30 years. Shifting cultural norms about parasociality, online dating, and work-life harmony may have contributed to this phenomenon. Some sociologists have observed that host clubs have developed a new reputation as a kind of social gym where young adults can exercise their social skills in a low-risk environment. Others argue that increases in average work hours have pushed single individuals away from traditional drinking culture and long-term dating. And for employees of multinational corporations when maintaining running discreet taps at select establishments, attendance may be seen as an advisable or even mandatory step in acquiring and maintaining relationships with their superiors. Ah, gotta love the my boss brings me to a freaking host club. Despite the global trend of decriminalization of sex work, host clubs have remained a distinct industry. That said, it is hardly uncommon for staff at one establishment or the other to switch sides. Users also frequently search for how to build confidence, how to know if the hostess really likes you. Courtesan versus hostess who would win or no. Also, hi man, best. So are you just uncomfortable then? Unamused. Do we have anything else outside of ordering a drink? I think we're gonna order something. Do you think they were literal when they said you were expected to make a purchase? Probably. Doesn't mean I'll oblige them. But it's not like spending money here will make them less likely to cooperate. I would offer some suggestions based on customer reviews and price points, but for some reason I don't see prices listed on any of the items on their menu. Was a mistake made when formatting the data? I really hate this place. What should we go for? I guess there's gonna be something about our taste, but I would go for wine, to be honest. Like something simpler, but at least a little bit chic. Beer is too simple. Let's go wine. I'll have a glass of the house red. The bartender raises their brow before nodding. When they finish pouring, I'm left with a thin-necked glass of lightly bubbling crimson, and the uncheckable feeling that a hole's been bored into my wallet. Candy red. Is that good? Most red wines are darker than that. And most red wines also smell more. You telling me I just bought a glass of food dye and a vodka or something? Possibly. But you wouldn't be the only one to do so looking around the room. When in Rome is pretty shitty logic when Rome happens to be burning cash all around you. Ooh, we got a poster. Have you ever been to an establishment like this before? No. Not even when you were apprenticing? There may have been certain work parties where attendance was strongly encouraged, but I never set foot within a kilometer of a place like this otherwise. I suppose if you had a hard spending limit, there's only so much you can enjoy. And it's not a matter of cost. It's a matter of taste. Surely everyone enjoys being paid attention now. It's flattering. Not everyone takes to being complimented. I see. So you respond more to being challenged? Yeah, because the toxic Yuri, I mean... What do you think? Perhaps not. Mom on deck! The big cheese. What exactly are you expecting? With a title like Mama, I would expect a stern but fair, nurturing figure would... What the hell do you want? Is that how you agree to paying customer? That your wine glass? The one that hasn't been touched? I believe she's letting it breathe. Thanks for the patronage, but you ain't a customer. You're the lawyer defending the hound. You came here for information, not swill. And you came out to speak with me anyway. I take that means you're willing to talk? Why is my mouth flapping not a clear enough sign? Introductions then. I'm Morgan Esquire, criminal defense attorney representing Sosuke Ikariya. With a glowing green toaster as your +1. Couldn't have put it better myself, Miss Kim Hana, small business owner, and one of the more influential members of the Blue Blood Old Guard. Take it. The Old Guard are the only Blue Bloods that have any influence at all. First gens and the Young Bloods should count themselves lucky to be middle management. Should you really be calling them Young Bloods? Oh, now the neon robot's gonna preach to us all about political correctness. Really, madam? I know PC. My gen invented PC. We got a PC coming out of our ears. So I mean when I say young blood is a term of a demon. Well then, I won't hesitate to use it. To the face? Better not, than knock your teeth out. How about a trade, Miss Kim? Mrs., you're talking to a widow. One who doesn't need anything from you. Not the best position to start begging from. We're trading information. If you think I can give you anything, you're not thinking very hard. Oh yeah? What do you think you got? Something I can tell her that she doesn't already know. Now, the most obvious is Little Lord ID, but also they already tried to do an attempt on the Little Lord. Oh, wait. I know which one the Little Lord they're mentioning. Hey, bud. I think I have your friend. Even if I'm right, I only be telling her that Chopin's dead and no use of her. There's also the chance that she has no idea that Little Lord is even real, in which case I'd be showing way more of my hand than I like. Quick's killer? She'd probably be interested in the real answer, but it's not one I'm willing to give. At the moment, I don't even have that great of a pet to put forward. I guess Preston's fate. I can tell you what happened at the courthouse today. If something worth knowing had happened, I'd be in the news by now. There's currently a blackout on media coverage of today's events. There always leaks. Finding one will take time. I can give you a first-hand account right now. Let's hear it. Un instant. Preston. What a goddamn idiot. Completely useless. He did manage to infiltrate an entire courtroom full of police officers, even knowing he wouldn't make it out alive. And he still failed to hit the easiest shot of his life. But Preston's just an incompetent addict. The useless idiot is the one who sent him there. Not you, I take it. Old God sounds like it moves slow and wise, but we got a fair share of hot-headed dumbasses too. Impatient, hot-headed dumbasses. Time is money. My turn to ask a question. Money, is that why you've been going after Makoto? Trying to drum up a king's ransom because you can't go to war without a war chest? Who says we're at war? Who says we're in any rush? Our plans are measured in decades, you little shit. No, time is not on your side right now. Right now, more than anything, you need money. Says who? You? There's the headlines. Time's running out before you miss the bus on. Nirvana is already confirmed that they're gonna miss, but also... Let's see who Kim is. March 26, oh damn, very soon. Height 164 centimeters, weight is not mentioned, blood type AB+, occupation small-time business owner. Likes specimen, handbags, joint cracking. Dislikes part-timers, binge watchers, and ad vandalism. Hidden talent, can slice an onion paper thin in 11 seconds. Damn, girl, I want to learn that. Relaxes by shooting clay pigeons. Photo promote from within. Now, my hand would probably be Nirvana. But also, Prop 942 is kind of the real thing. I'm gonna say Nirvana. Nirvana. Everyone at Capital knows it will be legalized before the end of the year. Ugh, party that dub money. Yes, dumb money. Best kind of money there is, and you could rake it in by the truckload. If you had the starting capital to build a dispensary network beforehand. As things stand, the Grey Wave is gonna roll your hard work up in a ball and hand it off gently to the Megs and the Icaria. You've been losing this game to them for 3 decades straight, but I can see you still haven't gotten used to it. Of course not! Who the hell just roll over for those zobs that butt-licking? That goddamn fox, smirking behind his perfumed incenses and painted screens and sheets of gold leaf. Should've colored his eyes when I had the chance. I'm acquainted with the hound. Who's the fox? Did we conduct a survey of all the IFG members' back tattoos? The fox, the kitsune, goddamn it, Daisuke Kariya, of course. The family's patriarch? I haven't had the chance to meet him in person. Ah, it'd have had to be a reason an Kariya lawyer didn't already stink of cigar smoke. I don't know, he does smoke, despite my repeated warnings about the health hazards. Sarah, I love you, but not now. Not now, darling. Have you had your olfactory checkup lately? Loss of smell can be the first sign of... I don't stink, that's the takeaway. No, admit it. You wanted to capture Makoto Kariya so you can afford to ride Nirvana to legitimacy. I don't want to capture Makoto Kariya. You know our history? In brief. So what part of that summary made you think that if I had the chance to end the Kariya line, I wouldn't take it immediately? Are you speaking for yourself or for the whole old god? Nah, my time to ask. Is the hound gonna make it? You asking about my legal defense strategy? His injuries. Any chance he's gonna keel over from an infection after Creek Spot worked him over? Did Brisson somehow manage to nick him? He's still recovering from the injuries he sustained when captured, but he was not harmed during the incident in the courtroom today. Yeah, Brisson didn't even manage to scratch. A scratch, huh? Do you even get a shot off? A detective on the scene responded before he could. A detective? Yes, why? Not wasting a question on him, of all people. Speaking of which, that ball spun back around. Are the Blue Bloods working with the Chopin family to profit off Proposition 492? Huh, you missed that one, try another. What do you mean? You think Mr. and Miss Chopin are working hand in hand with us for a little class embezzling? Those rich pricks wouldn't piss on us if we were on fire and the feeling's mutual. But they're backing Proposition 492. If you could buy the land in need before the city knows that it needs it. The Chopin family aren't your collaborators. They're your marks. Bingo, kids get a prize. Oh, they were. The plan's worthless now. That whole courtroom heard me explain how Creek had reading documents on Proposition 492. Whatever blueprints, whatever land the city had in mind, they'll change all of it. Thanks for that, by the way. Don't blame me. Your plan was always fragile. It was destined to collapse the moment that anyone with more pull than a ticketing officer heard that Blue Bloods had eyes on real estate. Meaning the Blue Bloods would kill to keep those documents from circulating. Yeah, well, that's just how it goes for Plan Bs. Plan B. Now answer me this. What'd you see on those red ink docs that tipped our hand about Prop 492? Well, it was mentioned in abbreviation, if not in name. P492. That was a pretty big giveaway. I must have had more to go on than that. Names, diagrams. I saw Councilman Long's name on there. Ah, Long. That sloppy bastard. Wait, you didn't know that what was on those papers? Not exactly. You didn't know where Prop 492 leaked from. What are you saying? It leaked from that Bright Creek, obviously. Red ink means it was printed off somewhere you trust, in a place run by people you trusted. And it doesn't sound like you trusted Creek. Are they easy questions? Because they're terrible. And pointless. Blondie's already dead. So Chopin wasn't in on the plan. What possibilities are left then? Might as well try asking while I have the chance. My client overheard something interesting during his captivity. Look at the Blue Bloods bringing in a huntsman. Fake. And you don't even know what that means. Your client heard wrong, and you're full for believing him without any proof. Sorry, guess you misheard. You must have also misheard that you brought a no mask into the city. Did Sosuke mention that? It's called a bluff, Sarah. Yeah, he must have been delirious. After all, if there had been a no mask at a crime scene, it would have turned up during the police investigation. Huntsman, ridiculous. Maybe he's real, maybe he's fake, maybe he's already behind you. Phantoms like that get the power from insanity. If I answered your question at all, that'd be your answer. Chronicle's box is already open though, and the mask isn't there anymore. If not in the hands of the huntsman, then who has it? A dead man, who just doesn't know it yet. Final round. What if we still want to ask our house, my rules? Who hired you? Why would she spend her final question on that? To be honest, we don't really know. But I don't know doesn't tip. Wait. Makoto would be the straightforward answer. But the problem is Makoto... House Hikari is impossible. House Hikari is literally... Why would they hire someone who is outside of their house? Doesn't make sense. I think it's gonna go with I don't know. I don't know. Knew it. Yet you had to ask. Apparently someone recommended me to Makoto. Well, however started, the Ikaria have the leeches on you now, girl. If I were you, I would find a way to latch it on and pry them off. Before they bleed you dry. I'm basically just doing them a favor. I doubt we'll have any further transactions. Tried telling them that. Well, you would be the expert on bloodsucking. Careful, girl. Come to think of it, I have one last question myself. That ain't the deal. Then it can be rhetorical. What are you going to do? You lost all of your hairs during the fall of the leaves. Hadn't I? You're reviled by the International Blue Bloods for locking your treasure behind GFA you can't crack. Now all of the old god and knee transplants and transfusions from the first and second gens just to stay alive. And I wouldn't be glad to keep that up forever. Eventually you, all of you, will die. Will you rest in peace knowing that everything you ever managed to build will be laundered at what? 30%? 40%! 35% just to end up in the hands of some punks who tutored. What a nice young girl you are, worrying about our elders. Well, don't worry, you pretty little head of it, dear. Sweet Granny here, but she's a mean, bold bitch in a line of work where everyone stupid dies off young. She and hers are gonna be just fine. Don't forget to close your tab before you go. Do you get any useful information from your rhetorical question, Adonai? The question irritated her, but it didn't make her despair. I may have misread this. The old god have a way forward. Proposition 492 is no longer an option, leaving them with plan A. The little lord? But Tarek Chopin's dead. Yeah, he is. How dare they? After all they put him for down there in that festering hole of a city district to try and kill Sosuke in the courtroom of all places! The Nevado's blue blood scum. If we just wait for him to stop, we'll be standing here until morning. So, should we speak up? I don't know. I'm terrible with children. Listen, just keep nodding, and if he comes down enough to ask a non-rhetorical question, get my attention. What are you going to do? Try consulting an expert. Hi, Brett. What do Kizuraj like? Not my B-Day. I'm not asking for you. And I'm not a kid. I wouldn't know. As if it's for Sarah. I'm not a robot either. What would someone younger than you like? I don't know. Even one grade below me. His sense of humor is impenetrable. Other day, the school announced they're gonna be doing test prep at every grade level. And the top comment, before it got deleted, was a picture of a fish with boots. And the caption was, battering me and frying me in oil for 4 minutes on each side. Sneaker fish? It's not that impenetrable. It's a very basic non sequitur. How is this for non sequitur? Go ask someone else. All you did there was get back on topic. What are you even asking? I've been hired by a youth. And I need to interrupt their temper tantrum. Well, what do you want me to do from here? Hack them some fork knife works. What is that? With a fork knife box is heck. Ridiculous levels of I am butchering this forever. What is that? Would that work? Oh, so what do you mean that you've hired you? Oh, so they must be like rich. Yes. I'm like the worst to ask for advice then. What do I know about rich kids? Your academy is full of them. Why do you think I do as much of my schoolwork as possible from my dorm? Hi Ari, thank you for the lurk. Hope you have a wonderful time. Don't you have at least a roommate? Nope. Never got assigned one. Guess there was some kinda unavoidable computer error on their end. This is hopeless. You're usually good at gift giving and shit. Buttering up judges. Bribing court officials. Flipping coins at your vizier's purses. You have a very antiquated view of what my work entails. Medieval, in fact. I heard he passed, you did know him. The bird! Whatever photo it is failed to send. God damn it. I mean... What would you do if they were a rich adult? Flatter them and whatever? Rich adults are used to people wanting their money. Flattery puts them on guard. So what's the approach? You approach them as though you already work for them. Pretend you're a butler. Acting on wordless commands they've given without an original thought in your head. They aren't suspicious of anyone they feel like they already own. And mostly makes sense. So do that. They probably got more in common with a rich adult than kids their own age. Oh, you know. Anyone else with a soul. Unless there's some reason you can't do your iconic butler technique. Because I don't want to act subservient to a child. Sosuke did strain himself slightly when he tried to tackle me to the ground. That was the extent of it. Yes, as my ad say, no one was hurt. Well, the attacker was part of an officer-involved shooting, but no one else was hurt. Oh, well, then perhaps we should forgive all and make peace. This fool's regret direction. The anger of the house, once roused, is not easily satisfied. Shit, I thought it was a lull, but he's ready to start back up again. As Sun Tzu says, if your opponent has choleric temper, seek to irritate him. Well, yes, but... Please calm yourself, Makoto of House Ikaria. We need to speak with you. About what? About Sosuke. You think he's done something to deserve this? That's not what There's nothing Sosuke could have done to justify what the Blue Bloods have put him through. I assumed as much, but Makoto has no idea what the Hound of Ikaria was doing up until a year ago, does he? These questions are foolish. I will not waste my time. A wise man can learn more from a foolish question than a fool can learn from a wise answer. For the Bhagavad Gita all you want, Robot Girl. It is not impressive for a machine to... Bruce Lee said that. He was probably paraphrasing at the time. Will you help us or not, Makoto? Please. If it's for Sasuke. Enough. Electric blue irises flash a deadly glare. The room's shadows seem to extend in his presence, curling and deepening like ink dropped into water. That's a gangster. Chairman. All of you, show some respect now! He says it out of practice, without actually looking around the room. One glance would have shown him there was no need to demand respect. Every head was already bowed. This is a man who is used to others not beating his eyes. Rest of you get lost. Their practiced obedience didn't betray them. They all slipped away into the holes of the complex without so much as a creak on the floorboards. Even so, their anxiety was screaming at me like a bad tail begging to be taken advantage of. His presence here today was not expected. Now then, Amir Makoton, Grandpa! Oh, things on the front line, huh? Makoto is the heir, so the chairman is his grandfather, of course, but... My little warlord, making his enemies tremble with... No! He's getting the... Oh, my little worm! This little Warcry buddy! I tremble with fear every time he sets foot out the door. I was not expecting the head of a house of nobility to be so affectionate. I thought you and father were still in the capital. Well, we were. And we made a lot of powerful people in that city very frustrated while we were at it. And made a lot of frustrating people very powerful, I'm sure. Wish I had seen the dumb faces suddenly nodding when I canceled my meetings. Just to fly home and see my grandson. Chairman, apologies for the lack of an introduction. This is... I know exactly where she is. She's a lawyer. Any good? She is not entirely incompetent. I would hope he could say more than that. And she's also somewhat perceptive, Chairman. Knows when to keep her mouth shut, clearly. How bad can she be? Her methods are odd. She came here to ask me about Sosuke for some reason. Not another word! Chairman? Back in the storehouse on the second floor, there's a cask of sake that I won in drinking game 5. Well, I suppose it's been 6 years ago now. Would you go and fetch it for your grandfather? Of course, but... Old trick of the trade. One sip and anything we tell her becomes invisible in court. I see. Very clever, Chairman. Makoto is allowed to drink sake? The hell's wrong with you? Of course he can't drink. It's the ceremony of it all, damn it. Understood. I'll go retrieve it right away. One of those laybouts that were in here fetched your letter first. Make them earn their keep for once. Put on a suit and pair of glasses and think you can just stand there for the rest of your career, you lazy. Read your damn emails if you got nothing better to do. Should we be seated in a certain way for it? There is no cask of sake. Oh. But then the strategy of becoming intoxicated in order to avoid... I made that up. You're the lawyer. There any truth to what I said? No need for tricks like that. Attorney-client privilege already binds my hand. I'm working for House Ikaria right now, Sarah. I mean, hell. Makoto could confess to me that he is a mass murderer, and I wouldn't be able to tell a soul. So then when did you send Makoto away, Mr. Sherman, sir? I want to walk the gardens. Are we supposed to follow him? He left that part unsaid. How can you tell? Hey, quick strategy meeting. You know what a butler is, right? Yeah, you gotta act like the butler. I'm glad you have such an appreciation for attorney-client privilege, sir. It makes those conversations go much smoother. But if you trust privilege so much, why don't you trust your grandson to be here? Don't kid yourself, Copper. That boy is the future of this family. If I didn't trust him, there would be no point to any of this. Everything I've built. Dynasties aren't dynasties unless you manage to actually pass them down. What you built in the last 30 years is undeniably impressive. It must have required astonishing brutality. Progress is brutality, and history is unkind to the gentle. Is that why you orchestrated the fall of the leaves, to get your name in the history books? Orchestrated, so grand, so full of it. We knocked on their doors, and when they opened them, we shot them. Walked up to them on the street and split their stomachs wide. Put up beside them and let loose full auto on their limos. It wasn't anything as complicated as orchestrated. I executed. Let's see who is the executioner then. SK Kariya, born on January 25th. Height 172 centimeters, weight 104 kilograms. Damn. What? Blood type O+. Occupation CEO, Kariya Financial Group. Likes bodybuilding, archery, bonsai. Dislikes funs at the dinner table. And defeated at enjoying spicy food. He is not that good with the spice! Smells like cedar, tobacco, iron, and dried blood. Handshake vice-like. Yeah. Like any of them in this business. And my uncle named me his successor for it. The Blue Bloods weren't even able to put up a fight? They were worried about ancient events and social media perception. So that the friends in high places would be there when they needed them. They thought they had already won. So how'd you get away with it? Good timing. No one notices a leaky faucet and a downpour. This was right. JK no more lurk? Hi Ari. Hope you're doing good. More of the devil. I don't know if we're gonna be finishing today, because this still seems like there's a lot of things to go through, but yeah. Aw, you're cozy, that's good. This was right before the Red Decade got underway. And once the borders started locking up, there was no chance of reinforcements. We never saw it coming. We didn't know there was a bubble. We didn't think things could get that bad. That's what they always say. The losers. Scapegoats paraded in front of courts and cameras to meekly reassure the national audience that, no, you couldn't have done anything. You did everything right. So did we. We're all victims of uncontrollable market forces here. Still braid for a piss poor circus. With a pity party instead of proper gladiators. I saw the signs, but more importantly, I didn't ignore them. Draughts for heaven. No grain in the storehouses. There'd be only room for one family of thieves in this city. I made sure it was mine. Last call. All aboard. And everything you built since? Renogen, Oreo Holdings, the legitimate half you're so proud of? That was the easy part, actually. Reprioritizing an industry is tricky business. Now, how'd you break a state-controlled monopoly into a healthy, diverse, competitive private marketplace? How? Don't know. I'll let you know if they've pulled it off. Shit show they did go with what easily gained. Sprinkle some cash in the right bureaucrats' pockets and we were able to snap up entire economies, wholesale. We being the nobility. That's the term you prefer. Adonai? Why is he confessing? He's not confessing, Sarah. This is bragging. Mr. Ikaria, I'm not looking to take up much of your time, but perhaps you could help me understand something. The inciting incident, as they say. In screenwriting, they say that was stupid, probably. Yeah, they kind of say it sometimes. A year ago, you extended an olive branch to the Blue Bloods of Nirvana. Was it genuine? My curiosity was genuine. But not yet financing? Is that why it fell apart? Why Makoto was attacked? It fell apart because those first-gen and young bloods of theirs are hot-headed idiots who can't follow orders. But I expected as much, is why I ordered my hound to be present on standby. But he didn't assassinate anyone that day, did he? No. Instead, Sosuke stepped in front of a blade that was headed for Makoto. And he's been guarding the boy with his life ever since. Is that your order as well? My order, yes. Not my idea. But I'm the patriarch, not a dictator. If my sweet siblings and darling nieces and nephews make an earnest request, who am I to refuse? He had to be pressured into letting Sosuke guard Makoto. Weren't you concerned about Makoto's safety? Of course I was. I just know the best place for the queen is on the attack, not hopping around the king's sides blocking checks. Just metaphor, help me out. Any beasts can sacrifice themselves, but there's only one queen, and she has by far the most mobility. It's better to keep her out in the open, ideally near the center of the field, when she can attack freely, at least assuming you're subscribed to. Okay, got it. But here's the question. Why have the Blue Bloods kept trying to capture Makoto for over a year now? Because of some hot-tempered idiots? What's your answer? Why do you think they would want to capture our little Makoton? There's multiple answers here. I guess we could go with one of them. If they need money, ransom is probably the better situation, but also his blood is probably the question. If they were literally out for Makoto's blood, they'd want a steady supply. Miuri suggested they try for an arranged marriage down the line, but Kim didn't seem interested in anything of the sort. If they took Makoto captive, they could extort the Ikaria for a king's ransom. Once. After that, the Ikaria would make them pay in every other way. Even if the price tag was big enough to ease all the Blue Bloods' woes, the resulting gang war would drain the coffers all the same. People can easily kill for money, but for them to take Makoto hostage? The Blue Bloods aren't lacking in motives for revenge. Bloody killing followed by 3 decades of humiliation is more than enough. But the most fitting revenge would involve them killing Makoto, not taking him captive. While I can imagine plenty of ways to extract revenge from a living subject, gangs have to maintain a balance between being feared and being tolerated. If the Blue Bloods proudly tortured a child to death, they'd be run out of the lower wards by their own constituents. Well, they wouldn't want to capture Makoto. They don't. A sudden mama says as much to my face. They'd much rather kill your sole heir than capture him. It's what I do. If they had any heirs left. But then, why keep attacking Makoto if not to capture or kill him? Their goal's never been Makoto. It's just that every time they gone for after the goal, Makoto's been there. You mean... Put another way, the purpose of an operation is what the operation accomplishes. They've been trying to capture Sosuke for over a year. The other day, they finally succeeded. You think those idiot punks wanted to take my hound alive? I don't think, I know, because that's literally what they did. They captured Sosuke and brought him down to the lower wards to torture him. Idiots. If they don't talk about the third, they will never talk at all. But what? It wasn't just any Blue Bloods that tortured him. It was a pod led by young blood named Creek. Young, old, bound by blood or water, they're all the same scum. As you say, but I've learned that there is some pretty big ideological rift among that scum. The young bloods captured him, no doubt on Old God orders, but just an hour ago an Old God was asking after Sosuke's health. They didn't want him harmed. A generous interpretation. I'm guessing the young bloods knew that, but they tortured him anyway. Probably because they wanted to know why they've been repeatedly ordered to capture him. Out with it. What would they want with my hound? What the Blue Bloods want ultimately is simple. So simple that my android can answer this one. I can? What do the Blue Bloods need right now more than anything? A lot of money, without which they can invest in legalized Nirvana. Such a shame that, but we'll be happy to pick up where they left off. At the time when they need money, they're throwing their young bloods at capturing Sosuke. Ergo, capturing Sosuke must open a path for them to get their hands on lots of cash. My, I look away for a few days and suddenly my hound skyrocketed in value. Who do I have to thank who raised the price on his head to such a degree? What about Sosuke makes him so valuable? His skill set is probably the main thing. Those guys are trained killers, killing infiltration, and what? The Blue Bloods were gonna brainwash him? Have him teach a seminar? No, their interest in Sosuke has nothing to do with his ability. The Ikaria would pay good money to get back at their favorite pawn. As if. They can always train another hound. Yeah, the blood is the one. Who raised the price on Sosuke's head? You did. 30 years ago, you made him irreplaceable when you killed everyone else that shares a drop of his blood. Sosuke is the Little Lord? As descendant of the Blue Bloods' ruling families, and the only person on Earth who can get back their fortunes. Oh, short and dark. You gonna deny it? Sarah, when did the attack supposedly on Makoto begin? About a year ago. What else happened about a year ago? The meeting between the Blue Bloods and the Ikaria that fell into chaos. Makoto made it out without a scratch, but only because Sosuke stepped in front of a blade for him. I can assume that Sosuke is an impressive martial artist, with very well-defined pectoral and coral bones. That's not the point here, Sarah. But even he must have left blood on that floor that day. Yeah, he bled that day, but it's not as he bled blue. You telling me the old god could just smell the resemblance? Didn't even need intuition or guesswork. Their private security organization, Sinus, is in the business of securing crime scenes, cleaning them up, and performing paternity tests. Could have been a whim. Could have been they were hoping to match him to DNA left at other hound attacks. Who knows? But I would pay good money to have been a fly on their wall when they sought results. His reaction to his information is not very strong. That's to be expected. I just told him a bunch of information that he already knew. You already knew Sasuke was the Little Lord? That chess metaphor you used a minute ago might have sounded like solid reasoning if I actually played. Unfortunately for you, I found the game boring. So it struck me as very odd. It's very funny that she finds chess boring because that's the whole Emma theme. It struck me as very odd that a grandfather like you, equal parts doting and calculating, would ever place his hair's safety below concerns as vague as optimal play. You didn't object to Sosuke guarding Makoto because you wanted to keep your hound. You just couldn't convince the rest of the house it was a bad idea without revealing who Sosuke really is. If you knew Sosuke was the real target and would keep getting attacked, then having him guard Makoto would actually be putting Makoto in danger. You know, Bonsai, they look like miniature trees, but they aren't. They're shrubs. You condition it to look like a miniature tree by pruning it daily until it stops trying to grow into what it's meant to be, and instead lives as what you want it to be. Took the Blue Bloods 30 years to figure out my scheme, and you solved it in what? 48 hours? You deserve a toast. Now I wish that Sake was in the storeroom. Instead, as a reward for your effort, I'll give you a story. 30 years ago, I saw the future. Not in statistics or stock prices or consumer confidence indexes. I saw it in people's eyes. Fear and delusion. The sinking feeling that maybe everything really is made of bullshit and seafoam. And that if you ever stop to look down at it, you'll fall through the bottom. Can't warn people, they won't believe you. They'll strangle you to death for implying that boat might have a leak. Only one thing to do in times like those. Take advantage. For 1 year we pulled back. No resistance, no bargaining. We let the Blue Bloods hungrily swallow what we had left behind. For 1 full year we withdrew and waited and sharpened our knives. 1 year of preparation for 1 weekend in August. Hottest August on record. We left all the goddamn windows open. But it went fast. We'd show up, get to work, leave the mess for whoever cared to see it, and drive up to the next address. I did 22 myself. And even had you asked me back then, I couldn't tell you the first thing about any of them. Except for the 22nd. She had firm eyes, cold eyes. No, not that harsh. Cold eyes like condension and steel. Sensations. And she was very brave. When I took aim at her, she blinked. Not even upset, just exasperated, like I neglected to hold the door. My mouth was dry, felt like I hadn't spoken all day. I had to clear my throat to speak up so she could hear me over the babbling of the river she fled to. And shots in the distance. Wanted to ask her why. Why out here? Why not a panic room? Why she was wearing a medical gown and why her thighs were covered in blood. Instead, I just asked, "Weren't you afraid?" She said, "I can't be afraid. I'm a mom now." I've always liked that answer. When the pistol stopped ringing in my ears and I heard the baby wailing in the bushes, I felt inspired. It's tradition in my family, going back centuries, that the eldest child be guarded from birth by a nursemaid, typically from a branch family. My wife would be due soon, and the Hayakawa clan had been an unfortunate casualty of that month. That was an opening. Expertly done. But why let him live? I don't know. That I could invent a little lord. Build your opponent a golden bridge to retreat across. You started rumors about a survivor? So long as those fools still had hope they could reclaim their former glory, they'd never rally themselves into chipping away at all. If they ever did become a real threat again, I'd have the world's most valuable hostage ready to put them back in check. You turned your entire enemy's last hope into a meat shield for your family, and eventually your personal attack dog. That was just a bonus. The heir had come of age, and so had Sasuke. He was free to choose any career in the family business at that point. He became the hound of his own accord. I'm sure. But that's just irrelevant at the end of the day. What? It helps me understand why the Blue Bloods have done what they have, but it doesn't put me any closer to proving Sasuke's innocence. But Sasuke is their little lord. If we tell people, wouldn't that change anything? Well, for starters, we won't have any of this in court. Of course not. Can't exactly go telling the court about my exploits 30 years ago, now we have attorney-client privilege. If you use your influence, if you reach out to the Blue Bloods, what, we'll work together to set Sasuke free? I killed everyone he could ever consider family, Copper. Besides a few old crooks waiting to die, anyone who shares a drop of his blood is in the ground. Most of them put there by me. I did all that to sink the Blue. Now that they're finally ready to die, you'd think I'd throw them a lifeline just to protect one man. Just to keep one man out of prison. He's right. I'm not allowed to disclose anything I've learned here without his express permission. It would complicate the tax suit against my family terribly if it came out that I lied about a blood relation, wouldn't it? Sasuke's in the will, after all. That's the law. Didn't mean to run you in circles, honestly. I would have preferred you never wasted your time unearthing any of this. That's what I get for relying on him to deliver a message, I suppose. You're the one who wanted me to keep my investigation limited. I thought that you'd get the picture and hurry up and make a plea deal, negotiate the charges down to manslaughter. Get this all squared away so we can focus on fighting this damn audit. Audit? Sasuke's on trial for his life. Sasuke's sworn to protect this family with his life. I'm respecting his wishes. If he does go to prison, the Blue Bloods will die knowing the little lord is alive. Permanently beyond their reach, rotting in cell for killing their own man in defense of their own worst enemy. I can see why you wouldn't mind that outcome. A hostage you're never willing to sacrifice isn't a hostage, just a babysitting gig. I spared his life 30 years ago. This doesn't even cover his interests. So Sasuke has always been just a tool for you, a hostage you'd protect until the perfect use came along. I've always wondered, do tools appreciate a pot? When they're used properly? What do you think, Copper? Does Sasuke have any complaints? That doesn't make sense. Uh-huh. Sasuke is a veteran. He served in the military. Did you grant your hostage permission to go risk his life for his country instead of you? It's not like he was one of those Minutemen they throw at walls. He was never in any real danger. What about as your hound? Deadly assassination and infiltration missions. He could have died during any of them. Why let your perfect hostage, your obedient tool, take on such dangerous work? Why give him your last name? Why let him live under your roof, raise him like a son? Why trust him with protecting the life of your son, your grandson? Why are you lying and pretending you don't? Pardon my android's outbursts, sir. I'll have to adjust her conversational parameters later. Don't bother. Just rip its voice box out entirely if it's going to speak over a man under his own roof. Got him, Copper. Next to furniture be telling me what I feel about my own damn family. Raise him like a son, well bullshit. I have no son. Counselor. Do your damn job and tell Sasuke to do his. Now. I'm sorry, that wasn't very butler-like behavior just now. It's fine. It was a good play in that moment. But, do you think he meant that? I don't know. Do you think he meant it when he said he has no son? Makoto is Daisuke's grandson. If he has no son, then the previous hair that Sosuke grew up guarding must have been Makoto's mother? Hi, Mirai. Also, you have some glitches. I'm sorry. Let me clean up that. Is it safe to assume everyone in your family has severe trust issues? I have no issues with trust myself. But as you've seen, the house has very particular preferences when it comes to information siloing. Fancy words, you could have just told me where you are. I told you my name and my position in the house. Is it relevant that I'm married, that I'm a mother? Should I be flattered? You told me you work for Aria Holdings. You didn't mention you're at least the second most powerful member of the house. If I had to tell people that, it wouldn't be true, now would it? You could have told me your relation to Sosuke. He guarded you every day of your life up until you were 19. 19. He's your goddamn brother. That message you wanted me to pass along. If you see a way out, take it. You wanted him to try and make a deal with the Blue Bloods to get out from under arrest from under the house. If Sosuke merely gave them what they wanted, I'm sure there would be dozens of Blue Blood ready to confess to the crimes he is accused of. So you knew. You knew. If you thought you could pass that message, that means Sosuke is not an intelligent man. Merely stubborn about the most frustrating things. Why did the Blue Bloods want from Sosuke precisely? A broad donation? One sample would not suffice. They need to be able to validate their accounts whenever called for. Daily blood donations then. I told you, the old god wanted to become nobility. How did this cement alliances amongst the aristocracy of old? They want Sosuke to marry? But the old god are old. Sosuke's got already got mothers blue in the veins as they could ask for. They don't need him to marry into them. They need him to marry into power. Not a worse thing to have asked of you. Have you ever been in an arranged marriage? Let's call it a gift. You were the heir apparent until Makoto was born. All that time Sosuke was your bodyguard and driver. And poison tester, that would most often tell me giving him good conscience to try. But his assignment actually ended when I married. Striking Makoto's age, that'd have to been over a decade ago. So he joined the military the moment he didn't have to shadow you anymore. After I got back, he asked to become the Hound. Guy must really hate God duty. He must. Back up a moment. Your father didn't want me uncovering Sosuke's parentage. Most likely because he didn't want Sosuke to know the strength of his own bargaining position. You told me to pass Sosuke a message that he'd only understand if he already knew who his parents were. So how long has he known? And how long have you known he's known? And when did Daisuke cease knowing who knows what? Sarah, no, not that time. Around the time Sosuke left for the military. I'll have a thing to find out at your entrance physical. It was before he left for the military, actually. Did it influence his decision? Sosuke finds he could be the richest man in the city and then he wants to risk dying in battle with a guilty class consciousness. I don't know exactly what did or didn't influence his decision to join the military back then. You'd have to ask him. I apologize for any gaps in knowledge you had to have worked around, but hopefully you understand how delicate of a situation you find yourself in. Yeah, I can smell the explosives and hear the fuses sizzling. I just don't get why no one's got to stomp them out. Sosuke has known this whole time why the Blue Bloods wanted to capture him. Why didn't he tell us? Because he's a stubborn man working for a highly secretive family, that I get. What I don't get is why he didn't defect the moment he learned the truth. Who knows? You'll have to work out the rest with him. I've given you all the hate my position allows. I suppose it was kind of you to share information with us at all. Being in charge of the legitimate side of your family, you don't have any connection with this incident yourself. Not quite. There's always some hands in the pie. No connections with this incident. That's not quite accurate. Pardon. You do have a connection to this case, even if you yourself don't realize it. I found a note by the body of the Blue Blood who took Sasuke captive. It read M. Ikaria. This was one of the men who attacked my son. I'd imagine you know his name is the least of what you found. They've never been after your son, not once. It's always been about capturing Sasuke, and Makoto's just been in the crossfire. Which Sasuke knows, which explains his reluctance to accept the responsibility of guarding Makoto. I seriously doubt that this dead man was interested in Makoto Ikaria. Miura Ikaria, however, has no relation to the world that dead man lived in. That was decided the day she was born. But you do have a relation to Renijin. Makoto mentioned your family was given one seat on the board as a show of respect. I take that's a deception too. You may have let Renijin go public, but you never given up control of it. The rest of the board must be your family's puppets. But it doesn't matter. What matters is that Renijin is what Renijin makes, and the prices it charges. Renijin is best known for the patenting of metformin, a patent which expired years ago. Plenty of other companies making it now. And yes, the price hasn't gone down. The invisible hand sets price where it will. Sure, but this is your invisible hand. A normal corporation couldn't strong arm its competitors into keeping prices the high. They'd be operating as a cartel. But a reincarnation of the Ikaria drug cartel would know exactly how to go about without getting caught. If that were true, it would be much easier than you make it out to be. The right email signature, the right package delivered to the right address, the right look. These executive types scare easy when the perceived threat is anything bordering on the physical. Of course, it helps that the end result is we all profit immensely. But yes, metformin is very lucrative. What of it? That dead man, Creek, had a brother with expensive tuition. And TAD. Type 2 and normal diabetes? He'll need metformin for the rest of his life. Then we really ought to choose the proper insurance plan, don't you think? I don't get the impression that family member coverage is benefit the Blue Bloods offer. I suppose even the Mob Act has its limits. Yes, one could find the name of M. Ikaria in relation to the Renijin board if they looked hard enough. See if this quick individual was going to threaten me. Come up to me on the street with a knife, a gun? He wouldn't get within 100 meters. I don't doubt that. Now the rest of it is speculation, but he might have just wanted to contact you. That would have been even less likely to succeed. Do you truly don't care that his brother needs this medicine? This case like a brother to you, and you've gone out of your way to try to help him, even when you stand to gain nothing from it. Yes, but I wouldn't expect my enemies to be impressed by the effort. How would you feel if they laughed at your effort? My apologies. New Android, she's still attempting to conversation. You know what we sold by before Renijin? For the facade of nobility. Back when we were the Ikaria cartel. Opioids? Yes, it was still illegal back then. But not for everyone. Take the exciting compounds, put them in an extended release pill and sell it at a pharmacy. And that's just pain management. It's all the same poison. Equally addictive whether you get it from a dealer or a doctor. Have you ever seen someone go through opioid withdrawal? Like taking a wine opener to your stomach for 7 days straight. They testify. Pain like that eats people alive slowly and replaces them with something unrecognizable. A loving parent would steal from their own child if they thought it could buy them the release from that kind of pain. Painkillers, what a joke. Does Renijin produce painkillers? No, we do not. People die if they don't get the medicine they need, and I'm sure their family mourns them. But addicts die a little more every day of their life, until the day they finally fade out forever, and their family feels disgusted with themselves for breathing a sigh of relief. Plenty of kind of evils in this world, little girl. Plenty to choose from. For real people like us, if you don't choose, the choice is made for you. Now wipe that look off your face and access the following address. Renegen.main.financing.prescription financing options.outofpocket.apply. You have that memorized? This portal is not listed or linked to anywhere on the site I know. This still works fine. By law, we have to have it, but we can't be blamed if the website is poorly designed. If you know any despondent crybaby college students looking for coupons to help pay for medication, they might want to start here. Thank you. Don't thank me. Don't. I can't stand it. Just save Sosuke's life. Don't know how you pulled that off. I don't know. They do consistently refer to themselves as a house. Perhaps they simply value family more than you think. (7:14), August 15th. And I think that is a good time for a break. Let's run some ads and I will see you on the other side. And we're back. Welcome back to the stream. Let's go for it. So, where should we begin? What do you mean? I'm afraid I don't have anything new to tell you. Stubborn about all the most frustrating things, was it? I'm your lawyer, Sosuke. We're sworn to always do what's best for our clients, their rights and their privacy. To an extent that many consider extreme, we are unable to disclose incriminating or otherwise problematic information that our clients give us, no matter the circumstances. This whole system is designed to benefit the defendant. It really obsessed me when I found out that my clients are lying to me about vital information that could help me save their lives. If you're troubled by the nature of my work as the Hound, you're adopted. Yes, from the Hayakawa, and that's bullshit. You know it, and I know it. And people with opinions you respect know it. Fine. All members of the military have extensive DNA samples on record. If I subpoenaed... Alright, stop. Just stop. Does the military keep all of its members' DNA on record? I don't know. Probably, right? Yes, I know what you're referring to. Even before I knew, I did wonder. You've known about your real family for more than a decade. Why haven't you ever... Because it doesn't matter. Try telling that to Blue Bloods. They've been risking a gang war for over a year trying to get you. That's their choice. It has nothing to do with me. How can you... I'm appalled, Sasuke. How could a brave soldier serving the House of Ikaria allow violence to continue when he knows he could stop it? A worthy attempt, Counselor. Sorry. Guess I'm not used to having to persuade people act in their own best interest. What that of their family? Family? The Ikaria raised me, fed me, taught me how to read, write, talk, walk. Gave me a home, a purpose. They're using you. They need me. They've got a funny way of showing it. I owe everything to them, and nothing to the dead. They're only dead because the man you call a father murdered them. He did that a long time ago to people I've never met. You'll have to forgive me if I'm short on empathy for complete strangers. Aunts, uncles, cousins, parents, siblings. You can't call them complete strangers, Sosuke. Can't I? The Ikaria of my family. Nothing will change that. Nothing ever could. Let's test that. Pardon? The state thinks you murdered a cop. They'll make sure no one ever thinks of following your example. Let me repeat that. The full brunt of the police state is about to fall directly on the back of your neck. Hammer. Nail. I'm not afraid of prison. You ever been in one? What? No, they shave you. What? When you're convicted, they shave you. For hygiene. It's not for hygiene. Are you talking about virtual work release thing? Did they feed you for skull caps? Not right away. They don't do that to people. Put a man in chains, strip him naked, sew his mouth shut. They'll still recognize himself in the mirror. Still a person. They shave his head, give him a uniform, and make him sit in the dark with 500 others who've been treated the same. He starts to forget. Forget that he's a person. After you're so bored you're seeing constellations in concrete, and after you're scratching your skin raw just to feel something new. That's when they ask you if you'd like a job. After people stop being people. How could you even know any of that? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Anyway, don't give your ID. Don't give your ID to the state gang. That is... Oh my god. Yes, oh my god, Ari. This is a thing. I'm a defense attorney, Sosuke. Who else gets to see the inside of a prison and walk away afterwards? Makoto sent me himself, so you never actually took your one phone call, did you? Take my phone and call Hana Kim. The Blue Bloods would volunteer a fall guy to confess to these crimes and you walk free. Day which you will become one of the richest men in the city overnight. That's not... If you are at all curious, I've done some calculations to estimate the extent of your family holdings. The number is quite remarkable, though I suppose I haven't taken taxes into account. No one's asking you to abandon the Icaria. You could become their greatest ally. Together, your families would... I know exactly what would happen if I made that. I won't do it. Why the hell not? Why not, Sosuke? You're forgetting a few small details involved in this process. Namely, disowning the people who raised me my entire life, and claiming myself before the world as the son of the people I've been fighting since I was a teenager. How shameless do you think I am? Daisuke, that man raised me like his own son, and in return I can't throw away the name he gave me just for goddamn money. Treat your men as you would your own beloved son, and they will follow you into the deepest valley. Is that it? You would rather rot in prison as an Icaria than live in luxury as a blue blood? Gladly. This is my answer, Bogan. If you try and use my parentage in the trial tomorrow, I'll dismiss you as my counsel and change my plea to guilty. If that's your answer, then that's your answer. You're the client. Whatever you say goes. Right? So if you somehow last another night without the cops smothering on you in your sleep, we'll need some kind of strategy when we go into court tomorrow. Oh, of course we will. And what are your thoughts on the matter? I might have found a window of opportunity. A chance that someone other than you had the means, motive, and opportunity to commit these crimes. Have you remembered anything else about your captivity? Maybe, if we go over it again and I extrapolate somewhat, or a lot, we'll need to be prepared you're going to be called to the stand tomorrow. All I need to do is keep silent, right? You better not, I'll be the one asking the questions. You're going to call him to testify? What do you expect me to say up there? I want you to tell the truth, of course. I want you to tell the court exactly how you were set free. Alright, you good taking another night shift? He's infuriating, but I'd rather he didn't get Shank at the moment. Of course, Adonai. Detective London will be back shortly and I'll make sure Sosuke is monitored all night. What is it? You gonna explain to me and ask me to explain his decision? Because I'm done trying at this point. I don't think his decision is that confusing. He wants to be loyal to the people who've shown loyalty to him. Shown loyalty. Do you need a microscope to see it? You spot any members of the noble house of Icaria around here? Are they hiding under a box somewhere? The people who've shown loyalty to him historically. His decision doesn't confuse me, but his choice of words. He considers the Icaria his true family, yet he again spoke of a debt to them. That seemed odd to me. What do you think? I don't know. Did they really shave everyone in prison, or was that another bluff? Not everyone, no. Only everyone who can't pay the fees. Back at the apartment. A good puzzle feels satisfying to complete. Like a good story, it maintains its appeal even when viewed in hindsight. A bad puzzle doesn't make sense after you finish it. The picture's there, but it's muddled, vague, and you feel like an idiot for bothering to piece it together. Sosuke Icaria has that kind of puzzle. I fit every edge to every edge just so. But the result wasn't satisfying. An infuriating client to cap off a frustrating case. Having to keep track of what the cops know, what the Blue Bloods know, what Icaria are hiding, what Emma's thinking. What I've learned, what I know to be true, what I can prove, and what I can actually say. Even after all that, getting kneecapped when my client refuses to play his best card. I want to clear my head. Maybe empty it. Could watch TV. Don't feel like finding something to stream. Sarah's messed up all micro recommendations anyway. My homepages used to be great, tuned to a T. They had closed circuit footage of industrial machine accident and gun disassemblies with no commentary in the title. That's all street workout videos and film director tier lists. And the end result is my internet history looks like I'm a little more random to an insider. I guess I can forgive it. If she ever gets me added to mailing lists for diet supplements, I'm fully revoking her in that. This. Not in the mood for people watching. Sometimes if I let my eyes unfocused, the massive foot traffic on the streets below melts into one dark amoeba, curdling slightly at its edges as it squirms along the petri dish of the world around me. Its edges lost beyond the horizon, which can be zen in its own way. I'm guessing that's what people see in ant farms, but I wouldn't know. Who the hell would want more insects crawling around their house? I'm not hungry. Baking is satisfying. Applied chemistry, which is just applied math. The cleanup isn't fun. And when I don't have a neighbor I'm trying to butter up or a client to visit, everything just sits in my freezer until I end up throwing it out. Sarah seems to shovel it down without a complaint, but she's not here now. When I was still slaving away in that witch's office, I never wanted for increments. Coworkers will eat anything you will leave out in a break room. If I ever get truly desperate to hide evidence, I just bake it into a pie and find an office birthday party crash. It'll be gone without a trace in minutes. This is pointless. Might as well close my eyes and wait. Even staring daggers into the back of my own eyelids would do more good than this. Whatever this is. Hey, cool kid. You go to jail for starting this pyramid scheme of an extracurricular activity. Does that help or hurt your chances of becoming a lawyer? You're trying to recruit members because if you don't hit critical mass, this all falls apart. Exactly like a pyramid scheme. I don't know what I can give you advice since I'm only a member on paper, but if you want to start a club for solving mysteries, maybe you should, solve one first? I don't know, ask questions, talk to people, I guess, record what they say. Take notes and think hard. Oh, you never know. It can be pretty persuasive, or at least entertaining. I mean, I'm still sitting here for some reason, right? Guess I fell asleep after all. It's still dark out though. What time is it? 5 in the morning? It says 9:40 on my phone. I slept for 30 minutes? That's it? What the hell's going on with me today? Am I really about to give up and start scrolling on my phone? I should check my temperature. There might be something wrong with me. I don't feel like going to find a thermometer. How about a bet? 300 says the first article that pops up is an advertisement. There's always good news every night. Beloved school janitor given dance-off salute by students after having to postpone retirement for third time. Double or nothing. Federal investigators recovered Dennings girl. Congrats on no longer being kidnapped. But you just cost me 600, you little shit. The nation rejoices tonight as the daughter of renowned philanthropist Joseph Dennings has been confirmed home safe and sound thanks to the efforts of federal investigators, spearheaded by a playbook that applies all techniques to tackle new challenges. Dennings originally rose to prominence as the CEO of Constancy Inc., which was at the time a marketing firm specialized in virtual advertising. The Dennings' vision for bringing advertising to the front lines with head-ups display services cracked open the previously uncharted market of active duty armed forces members. Having them relevant, relatable, automatically generate content that informed them about the products they wanted waiting for them on the doorstep when they got home. After making Constancy one of the leading advertising agencies in the world, Dennings thought that he'd finally get to spend time with his family when he graciously stepped down as CEO to focus on his philanthropy, while also serving as COO in an advisory role. But tragedy struck earlier this week when his daughter was kidnapped on her way home from school, an attack investigators described as meticulously planned and flawlessly executed. When the vicious attackers contacted the Dennings family and demanded an exorbitant ransom of an undisclosed amount, the lesser man would have panicked, or worse, given in to their demands. Fortunately for his daughters, Dennings is not a lesser man. Those first 24 hours are essential. We need every minute we can get. It's really quite remarkable that Mr. Dennings was clear-headed enough to contact us right away, said one investigator close to the operation. Investigators sprang into action, of course, but here our story takes a curious turn. Instead of searching for the map For the young Dennings girl, they mapped out the psychology of the kidnappers themselves. We wouldn't really describe this as a terrorist act, but the sick-twisted terrorist who committed this atrocity did do us the courtesy of communicating openly and often. From the way they spoke, the word they chose, we started to narrow down their possible backgrounds, and then we revisited the crime scene. Investigators credit their breakthrough to footage of the kidnapping that indicated terrorists had military-level training and discipline. Carrying out the attack in a so-called quartet formation considered a signature of the military's elite hostage retrieval squad. Anyone can read handbooks and try to copy what they've seen in military sims, but this brutal act of class-motivated violence was carried out without so much as a shot fired, miraculously. Feels like that, unfortunately for the suspect, are as unique as fingerprints. We had warrants to search all 4 suspects' properties within the hour. While some less dignified members of the press questioned the nature of this horrific crime, asking pointed questions about a possible relationship between Mr. Dennings' past work and the suspect's military background, Chief Director of Investigation Valentine avoided the mudslinging with a succinct reply of no comment. Mr. Dennings' business associations have no bearing on the value of his daughter's life, which I'm glad to say is no longer in any danger. But we have to thank the efforts of the brave young investigators to my left here. Special Investigator Ayase, Technical Analyst Solkov, Special Agent Greenfield, and Special Agent Beckham. Together they... Are you as infuriated as we are by anti-authority outside actor Narcus inciting anxiety on our city streets anonymously? Join us in our push to make all internet such as try to directly... No! Stop being this freaking correct. Hey! Reminder, and this is the third time I'm saying this during the stream, but don't give your ID to the state! Or to anyone on the internet! Just don't! Just really don't. Also, hi, Lucifer. Hope you're doing good. How's that for long odds? What are the chances I see that name? Perfect timing, actually. Maybe chewing out Mireille for keeping me in the dark is just a nightcap I need. The moon lies like a black cat, charming. Oh, hang on, that doesn't sound like Mireille. Oi, that voice sounds almost like. Pen already, you shit. I better check the door cam. Oh, she pissed. Detective, is that you? Open up. Pardon? I said open up. Oh no, she's drunk. Oh no. Hang on, are you? Don't pretend you can't hear me, you little creep, you little creep. Detective Reyes, are you drunk? Yes. No. It's a crime for you to ask me that. Oh, I can just wait my bitch. Hello to the door cam. And my door just unlocks like that? That cannot be legal. Oh, it's not legal. What? Wait, what model door is it? Oh yeah, for this model door, this city zoning, it's legal for me to unlock the door like that. Guess Han had a point. Needing to make spare keys is a fair trade-off to avoid this bullshit. And since you just invited me in... Okay, vampire. I did not. Here I am, above the book. What's happening right now? What are you sealing all the way up there? Who you killed to get a place this huge? Being an attorney pays well, girl. What do you even do with this much space? Hang on from the rafters like a bat? Echo? Echo. Echo. Detective, this is absurd. Does anyone even know you're... Does anyone even know you're here? Let me check. Detective Reyes, badge number 10806, reporting on all channels. Self-assignment, protective surveillance and suspected criminal target. Threat assessed as medium to low, target capabilities. Not a threat to self of others. Reporting in from... What's your address? Do not dox me to every cop in the city, Reyes. Reporting from as the rest will held. Any copies? Over. Copy. Copy. Cam saw you entering the building. Copy. Rating your biomonitor. We got you 10806. Have a quiet night. Are you finished? Hey, where's the snowball? What? She waves her hands in a rough approximation of something cloud-shaped. Snowball, Pokeball, Matcha Ball. Sarah's doing her job. Likely story. You'd probably make her sip in a coffin in the parking garage. Putting up on David's setup, she might be more comfortable if I did. Is this booze? That's water. You God. Can I do something for you this evening, detective? Or did you come here to just critique my interior decorating and knock shit over? I came here because I'm drunk, and I'm drunk because you're in danger. No way around. I drank because I was pissed, and kids and everyone else told me to go home. Even though he shot a guy only 4 hours ago, I'm the one who's too emotional and too useless. So I came here to catch a bad guy. Cause yeah, defending that cop killer. Uh-huh. Who's also an orca killer, a whale cop killer. Killer whale cop. An idiot in the city was shoot him. And also you, cause you're a stinking lawyer. Thanks? And I'm a cop. Cops supposed to protect people. No, actually they're not. Even stinky lawyers. You know what? I never had much fun than now voicing drunk Rays. Thanks. So I'll park myself right here, catch the next assassin they send after you, then lock him up and throw away the key. If I accidentally save your life too, that's okay. You don't deserve it. You could have just stopped talking. I could stop talking easily. You really not have anything to drink? I'm not sure I want to drink with you, detective. Who invited you? You're the host, do whatever, but I'm gonna do what I gotta do, and what the hell's the screw top? If I have to host a drunk detective Reyes for the rest of the night, as I evidently do, suppose I needn't force myself to go through the ordeal sober. I got a bottle opener, detective. Oh shit. I said I'd get it! Oh my god, Reyes. Wait. This is the best part of the vid, where he breaks down the horsepower. But yes, they all abided by this gentleman agreement with their engines. Oh no! Jimmy? Jimmy from Donuts? Is that you? Is this Jimmy? Yeah, but it's like arms race of engineering in a country. Race fully in Vino Veritas. Yes, that is literally the energy right now. Yeah, this arms race of engineering in a country with such a huge street racing scene. Right. The crazy part is, it was only ever on paper. They were building and selling cars with 300 plus horsepower. And they all just listed the horsepower as 270 domestically. Yeah. And god, everybody knew it. I mean, they were selling the same car with the same engine. The same goddamn torque rating in two different... I hate that I'm actually knowledgeable about this. And I'm being told this. I don't know. I think it's only 276. That's crazy. I was born in the wrong generation. Wait, you play Riichi Mahjong? I tried to play it so hard that there was something I just... Yes, I do play Riichi Mahjong. Hi. I am a Riichi Mahjong speedrunner, and also pretty good at Mahjong in general. I'm not like saint levels, but I can... Maybe you can help. Maybe after the stream, if you want, Ari, you can hook me up in Alice's server. Ellie also plays. Lucifer also plays Mahjong. I taught her. Well, no problem. Yeah, no worries. If you want to play Mahjong at some point or like teach, I can always do that. I'll die without even knowing what gasoline smells like. It doesn't smell that good. Gasoline is odorless. What? Is odorless. They added a strong smell during refinement so that leaks could be noticeable. That's natural gas, you dummy. Get me for a second, jeez. If you ever gotta try and read something for me that I never had a chance to experiencing, I better get it right. Doesn't know the difference between gas and gasoline. So, you knew Chopin. God, we dated. Okay, happy. Oh, that's even worse! Oh my god, this episode is the best. I wouldn't have guessed that. For how long? Once. Which is not a lot. Not a lot. Duh, I know. It was such a shitty day. Where is the uniform? Like I was supposed to salute. And God, was he cheap. I said, why'd you tip the bartender? He got confused. You just sent me 2 cans. What did I tip? Because you tipped the goddamn bartender, man. That's why. I mean, not in France. But yeah. I always tell when someone grew up with money. Maybe just can't hide it. Maybe none of them learned the decency to try. Octopus is not bad. I mean, it's obvious. Still, but the head part kind of offsets it. Yeah, that's... What do you mean? Emma comes from money? Guess even you can tell a joke. Worst date I've ever been on. Waitress looked like she was gonna stab him. You'd think he was allergic to salt with all the nitpicking he did. Thank you, Ellie. And then he has the balls to tip 10%. That is bad. Oh, what do you know? You probably haven't been on a date since the 60s. How old do you think I am? I was talking about the tip. What tip? Oh, the tip. Well, yeah, but still, do you even have a dating profile? Or do you just hang around funeral homes and castles and shit looking for other creatures of that night? I don't have a dating profile. You met Chopin for an app? Yeah, a dating app for cops. Oh, because obviously, like, you need one. There's a dating app for cops? Yeah, just for cops. Just for all. Why is it called just for all if it's just for cops? It's a... Oh, it's a pun. Oh, not really a pun. Wordplay. Plan once is for just for all. Cop catchphrase was said all the time when we catch people. There's an app for everyone. Probably even lawyers with sun allergies. I don't think there's an app for me. Hang on, let me project the hologram of world's smallest violin out of my ass socket. App sucks anyway. This one I met, she was terrible. Her teeth. She was trying to smile and shit. She was all teeth. I think it was her first kiss. GG's Reyes, bisexual icon. Bisexual drunk icon. You remember your fist? I don't know why everyone's always concerned about with fists. The hell's that mean? Don't worry about it. I have never once given a second thought to anything you say, so get that straight. Oh, get that gay. Wanted to slap the guy's dumb face at the end of that date. But then I didn't even recognize him. When Lon and I came in, he was face down. Race, please, you're so fucking hopeless. Yes! Well, floor, blood. Just blood and paper. This section is pure gold. It's incredible. Couldn't turn him over. Had to preserve the scene. Just have to leave him here. Sorry. Sorry, I'm not sorry. I'm angry. You seem to get angry a lot. You've been into anger engagement. You know what that's about? Managing anger? Keeping calm, not letting your emotions control you. I'm great at all of that. If you say so. I do say so. With what I'm feeling most of the time, I'm a goddamn saint with how calm I stay. I'm just too small. Little hole in the bottom of a big water tower. Fills up faster than it'll ever drain. If I was big, I'd trample this whole city down long before my anger's gone. Didn't even seem like people from the hole. Just 2 people shaped things, face down in blood. Sosuke and Chopin? They were both face down? Yeah. Because Rogers was cuffing Sosuke on the ground? Rogers with a klutz. That guy couldn't cuff a cow. Oh! Raze! Please tell me more. Please. 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 Who cuffed the guy then? A cow? I don't know, something that cuff easily. A dress shirt. What do you want? A round of applause. Everybody clap for the world's greatest, wordsmith. Just shut up. Persuading her to remove her shoes and socks before tossing up the stairs was the very upper limit of my passions. Making it off the floor and onto the bed is up to her. I don't care. I can sleep on my couch. I could sleep on my chair if I had to. I can fall asleep in any position, actually. It's just not actually worth bragging about, especially to myself. So now Homicide Detective knows where I live. Guess how the address is on the business card, downside of a home office. At least it's fun to imagine how sick she'll be tomorrow. Can't remember a time I got that drunk, thankfully. Can't remember a time I got that mad. And the last time I cried. Screw this, introspection's a scam. I'm not nearly so flush I can afford to waste time on it. Oh my god, stop smiling like that. Yes, you found a teacher's missing key card. No, you're not Sherlock Holmes. One of his lawyers was. Oh, I'm sure you're gonna be the most popular kid in school overnight now. Yeah, well, I wasn't being that sarcastic. You better hope it's somewhat true. Deadline for your little club sign-up period is next week, right, isn't it? Actually, you'll need to find 4 members. I'm gonna be out that day. Family thing. What a face! You show everyone puppy dog eyes that pathetic? Look, if you're gonna be a lawyer, you're gonna need to be better at reading fine print. You need 5 members to found a club, but if you have at least 2 students present at the qualification time, you can get an extension. I mean, even you can get 1 person to join, right? This suits that winning personality of yours. The family thing. I can't say no. Nothing. I didn't say anything. And we're back before the tribunal. They must have waved me down over 5 times. I've been in private banks with less active security than this. But the private banks that had recently had a shooting? No. Then the comparison seems flawed. On cars in the halls, drones outside the windows, androids standing firm in the streets, triple spectrum scans at every entrance. They really rolled out the red carpets for you this time. If they were this concerned, why didn't they just move the trial outside of the city? The district attorney said as much, but the city council overrode them. The district attorney? I mean Miss Rockford? Miss Rockford's boss. What if the attack yesterday is already trickling out? They can't afford to delay, or it'll look like they've been successfully intimidated. There's such a thing as overcompensating. Not on the stage of security theater. Were you able to look over the DNA analysis that Sinus completed now tonight? The report on the bitings? Yeah. Ooh. All the cloth bindings found inside the room where Sosuke was held, stiff with dried blood and clearly cut with something sharp. A summary of forensic DNA analysis conducted by Sinus follows below. Sweat matches the DNA of subject A, Ikaria Sosuke. Skin matches the DNA of subject A, Ikaria Sosuke. Blood matches the DNA of subject A, Ikaria Sosuke, and subject E, Smiles Heavens Miller. Okay. Give me a lot to think about on the ride over. You're looking much better. I don't feel better. They gave me some sort of injection last night. I woke up in much more pain, but they still insisted on taking off all my bandages. Some sort of injection? Sosuke consented to intravenous injection of a recovery accelerant at 9:33 p.m. last night. He consented without knowing what it was? I nodded. I thought it would help me sleep. The interrogation floor isn't exactly ideal for rest. Spoiled brat. This is the same guy who was confidently telling me he was fine with going to jail. What about you, Adonai? Were you able to get any rest? I slept like a rock. Eventually. Didn't even wake up with a sudden unwelcome guest stumbled out the door in the early morning, thank God. But it was an accelerant, huh? I thought there was something familiar about this discomfort. Give it to us back in the military on occasion. You heal up faster, but it still takes the same toll overall. Explain why I feel like all my bruises are fresh. Why'd they wait until now to start giving Sosuke medical attention now? Emma must have realized it was getting a bit silly, trying to accuse you of murdering 5 people when you look like you've been thrown through a windshield. Don't worry, Sosuke. You'll still hit handsome without the rugged edge that your injuries provided. Sarah, I love you, but this is not the point right now. Hearing that doesn't make me happy, you know? And why are you blushing? Not like you're spotless. You still have a mark under your left eye. No, I have that since birth. Oh. I was told that once that it's charming. Why'd you bring that up? Is it not charming? So needy. Alright, what I would love to continue into the court proceedings, we're actually going to take a break today, right now, because we're reaching the 2-hour mark, and I kind of want to keep some for next time. And also, a court is going to take a lot of my brain cells, and I would rather do it on a new on a new day. So, thank you everyone for watching. We'll be back next week, unless next week I'm very tired, because I have so many things happening next week. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the fun of the devil experience. I would like to thank everyone who has been watching, and everyone who is supporting the stream, be it by following, subscribing, just talking in chat and everything. Always welcome. Thank you, Ari and Lucifer, for being here today. So yeah, as a reminder, next week is going to be very busy for me. I'm going to be actually helping out on Frost Fatales because, one, I'm running on Frost Fatales on Sunday at 8:14 p.m. CET with Lucifer. We're going to be racing Yaz Rising Escape Codec Pro with 5. Then I hope if you're watching this before the run on Twitch, I hope that you will join us. If not, join us. I hope you will watch the VOD of the Frost Fatales run. Next is that next week I will also be working one on donations, but I will also be doing some French commentary for the Frost Fatales Fast and Fabs French restream, which I'm gonna be doing I'm gonna be talking about Feeding Frenzy with Mix Mew on their channels, the Fast and Fabs channel. I would highly suggest you go follow them, even if you don't speak French. Yes, the entire thing is going to be in French. It's not going to be easy for anyone not francophone to understand. But give some love to Fast and Fabs. The other thing is that I'm going to be working donations, so for Frost Fatales, so there's also going to be some few things, like some days where I'm going to be busy. But yeah, in general, basically, this week is going to be busy for me. If I do not end up streaming on Friday, you know why. I will try to stream on Wednesday at least, because I do want to work on some stuff that I have in mind. One is going to be kind of related to SGDQ, because I do intend on submitting, despite being online. And the other thing is that I'm going to be working on other stuff with some people. We're very excited to kind of work on some things because it's been a long time since we didn't get to work together, and I'm really excited. I also don't know if I'm going to be picked for anything volunteering related. I have a few things still waiting, so we'll see about that. And I do need to organize my runs for the end of the month. But outside of that, thank you so much for watching. We're gonna find someone to raid. Next week, if not next in 2 weeks, we will be playing more of the Devil, where we go into the court proceedings of probably the last day of court. We'll have to see. But let's see who is live right now. I'm seeing not a lot of people right now that are live. Maybe... You know what? It's not every day that I get to raid into Shentok. We're gonna raid Shentok. You want a new friend? I mean, maybe? I have someone in mind now. But... is as you wish. Shentok is a good friend of the 8 mentions. A little close-knit community that I'm part of. And Shentok is currently playing Akai Katana, which looks like to be a fun sort of shoot 'em up. So say hi to Shentok. Shentok does speedrunning as well. And a very cool friend of mine. So say hi, have a fun time. Thank you all so much for watching. And Ari, if you want to talk about maybe playing Mahjong, if you want to hit me up on Alice's server or in DMs, you can do so. In any case, thank you all so much for watching. I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.